Let's talk about statues. These silent sentinels have watched over city squares and public parks for centuries, capturing the spirit of their times in stone, bronze, or steel. They're usually for war heroes or historical icons, figures whose legacies are meant to inspire, to remind us of sacrifice, vision, or the long arc of justice. But American politics has a knack for the bizarre, where the line between tribute and spectacle is often blurred, and where monuments can become lightning rods for controversy or comedy. Picture this. Miami, December 2026, the G20 summit. The world's most powerful leaders descend on the city, its palm trees swaying in the winter breeze, the air thick with anticipation and global intrigue. World leaders arrive, and towering over them is a 22-foot golden statue of Donald J. Trump, fist raised, gleaming in the Florida sun. It's impossible to ignore, a monument that demands attention from every angle. Dubbed Don Colossus, this monument wasn't government commissioned. It didn't come from a committee or a city council vote. It was the brainchild of cryptocurrency enthusiasts, digital dreamers and risk-takers who saw an opportunity to make a statement as bold as their investments. The plan: install the statue at Trump's own Doral Golf Resort, the G20's venue. Not just a backdrop, but a centerpiece, a golden beacon for the world's media. Subtlety, clearly, was not the goal. This was a display meant to dazzle, provoke, and maybe even unsettle. The statue, crafted by Ohio sculptor Alan Cottrell, immortalizes Trump's defiant pose after surviving an assassination attempt in 2024. Every detail is deliberate, from the clenched fist to the steely gaze. This wasn't just a tribute, it was a spectacle, timed perfectly for maximum global attention. Cameras flashed, social media buzzed, and the world took notice. Every news report, every summit photo, would be framed by Trump's golden likeness. The statue became the unofficial mascot of the summit, overshadowing even the most serious diplomatic discussions. The lines between president, businessman, and icon blurred into one glittering, slightly tacky monolith. It was Trump the brand, Trump the myth, and Trump the man, all rolled into one. Don Colossus evokes the Colossus of Rhodes, a deliberate comparison, casting Trump as a figure of mythical power. The message was clear. This was a new kind of giant for a new kind of age. Of course, the original Colossus was destroyed by an earthquake. Even the mightiest monuments can fall, their stories swallowed by time and disaster. Let's hope Florida's weather is kinder. Hurricanes and lightning are no strangers to Miami, and golden statues aren't exactly built for subtlety or safety. But before this statue could become a modern wonder, it had to survive the wild world of meme coins and money disputes. The funding was as volatile as the crypto markets themselves. The symbolism was as subtle as a sledgehammer, a golden Trump on his own property, welcoming the world's elite. It was a statement about power, wealth, and spectacle, all rolled into one. It was less Mount Rushmore, more Mount Cashmore. The message wasn't just about legacy, but about the currency of fame and fortune in the modern era. The statue's existence was a masterstroke of branding, or shameless self-promotion depending on your view. Either way, it was impossible to ignore. It was a move that ensured Trump's image would dominate the summit, literally and figuratively. Every conversation, every headline circled back to the golden giant. But this golden vision was about to collide with the chaos of crypto. The dream of Don Colossus was as unstable as the digital fortunes backing it. Before Don Colossus could rise, it had to navigate a minefield of hype, money, and ego. The drama behind the scenes was as outsized as the statue itself. And that's where our story really begins, a tale of ambition, spectacle, and the strange alchemy of money, power, and myth in modern America. Who would fund a giant golden Trump statue? Enter the world of cryptocurrency. A group of investors, led by Ashley Sansalone, launched the Patriot meme coin in 2024, hoping to cash in on pro-Trump fervor. The statue was their ultimate marketing stunt, a $300,000 billboard for their coin. The logic: create a spectacle, drive hype, and watch the coin's value soar. The unveiling at the G20 was meant to be their viral moment, every photo and tweet free advertising. Investors weren't just supporters, they were stakeholders, hoping their public display of loyalty would pay off. It was the American dream, blockchain edition. Buy in, show your patriotism, and maybe get rich. But as we'll see, not every gamble pays off. Commissioning art is usually an act of faith, a leap of trust in the artist's vision and skill. But this time things were different. The creative process was about to be hijacked by a new kind of patron, the crypto investor. The crypto backers had a single, unwavering demand for sculptor Alan Cottrell: make Trump look hotter. Not just presidential, superhuman. Cottrell's original, lifelike model, meticulously crafted to capture every wrinkle and detail, was flatly rejected. The investors didn't want a realistic Trump. They wanted a superhero, a larger-than-life icon, not a septuagenarian with flaws. Get rid of the turkey neck, thin him down, make him look powerful, they insisted, scrutinizing every inch of clay. The statue evolved. Less a tribute to the man, more a fantasy. An airbrushed, idealized Trump, chiseled and ageless, emerged from the clay. This wasn't about capturing reality. It was about myth-making, about creating a symbol that could outshine the truth. The sculptor complied, transforming his work into a three-dimensional propaganda piece, each change chipping away at authenticity. The project blurred the line between art and branding, turning Trump into a golden idol for the digital age, a spectacle for social media and collectors alike. The demand to make him hotter says everything about modern political fandom, where image is everything and reality is optional. The statue was no longer just a man. It was a brand, a carefully curated product for a hungry audience. Cottrell found himself caught between his artistic integrity and the bizarre, relentless demands of crypto-fueled hero worship, questioning the very purpose of his craft. The result? A monument to image over substance, a golden testament to the power of fantasy in the age of spectacle. After making Trump hotter, Cottrell finished the statue, then hit a wall. Unpaid bills. The investors owed him $90,000 and hadn't paid for the rights to use the statue's image. Cottrell refused to release Don Colossus from his Ohio foundry until he was paid in full. The investors downplayed the dispute, but Cottrell accused them of using his work for marketing before paying. The Golden God King was stuck in a warehouse, a monument to a deal gone bad. Even the grandest visions can be derailed by something as simple as an unpaid invoice. While the statue languished in Ohio, the Patriot coin's value tanked. News of the payment dispute and the statue standoff spooked investors. The Trump family quickly distanced themselves. Eric Trump issued a statement: "We're not involved in this coin." The project's entire strategy, implied Trump endorsement, collapsed. The statue, the coin, the hype all left in limbo. Investors who dreamed of riches faced losses and embarrassment. The Don Colossus became a monument to a failed marketing stunt. The episode was a warning. Mixing celebrity worship with speculative finance is a recipe for disaster. Sometimes, your hero wants nothing to do with your scheme. The statue's planned location raised even bigger questions. The G20 at Trump's Doral Resort meant foreign leaders' spending would directly benefit the president's business. Ethics watchdogs called it a textbook conflict of interest. The golden statue only amplified the controversy, turning a diplomatic summit into a shrine to Trump. The event blurred the line between statecraft and self-promotion. Hosting the G20 at his own resort with a giant statue out front was unprecedented and deeply troubling. The whole affair reeked of self-dealing and shattered the norms meant to separate public duty from private gain. Step back for a moment, and Don Colossus becomes more than just a punchline. It's a vivid snapshot of modern America, frozen in time. This statue isn't simply a quirky artifact, it's a mirror reflecting the country's current obsessions, anxieties, and contradictions. Here, politics, celebrity culture, and the wild world of cryptomania all collide, merging into a single surreal spectacle that feels both chaotic and strangely inevitable. For supporters, it was a tribute to strength and defiance. For critics, a golden idol of ego, excess, and questionable taste. The reactions were as polarized as the country itself. The statue became a lightning rod, reflecting America's deep divisions and its ongoing obsession with fame, spectacle, and controversy. It stood as a monument not just to Trump, but to an age defined by hype, spectacle, and the lure of digital grift, where even politics is packaged for maximum attention. The demand to make him hotter summed up the era perfectly. Politics is celebrity branding, where image is everything and substance often takes a back seat. The Don Colossus debate echoed America's ongoing monument wars, but this time the subject was living, breathing, and already a brand unto himself. In the end, the statue was both a political statement and a clever marketing tool for a coin with no real value, an emblem of the times. Absurd, troubling, and yet undeniably American, the statue captured the spirit of an era obsessed with spectacle. Today, the line between leader and celebrity has all but vanished, leaving us to wonder what monuments the future will bring. So, what's the humiliating truth behind Trump's golden statue? The whole project was a farce, born of greed, hype, and incompetence. The grand tribute became a public embarrassment, disowned by Trump's own family. It was never about honoring a president, it was about making money off his image. When the scheme collapsed, so did the statue's meaning. Don Colossus became a symbol of the grift economy, not strength. The investors lost money, the sculptor fought for payment, and Trump was tied to a failed meme coin. The statue meant to glorify him ended up cheapening his image. Even if it never leaves Ohio, Don Colossus stands as a cautionary tale. It's not a monument to greatness, it's a relic of an era where fame, politics, and money merged into farce.